So this is our central vac inlet here. If we look, we can see the two probes that are at the very top there. So those two probes are an open connection. So when you plug your hose in, as you see, your hose has that metal rim around it. So when you insert it into the inlet there, that creates a closed connection. So it completes the connection there, and that's how your central vacuum turns on. So that triggers the relay in the main vacuum unit, and then it turns the power on. So what happens now if, say, those wires are faulty or something happens to the relay and your vacuum isn't working? How are you going to fix it? So this is my relay unit. It's faulty. I've tested it. So it's a 24 volt relay unit. So what happens again when you plug the nozzle in, the nozzle, you have one end of the wire going here, one end of the wire going here on the 24 volt. So when you plug the nozzle into the wall, it completes that connection. It triggers the relay to then engage the power to the motor. So that's how the system works. So in my case, my relay unit is gone. It's fried. It's not working. So I'll show you up at the vacuum unit how we fix that. So this is the relay unit here. So my relay's gone bad. So basically this here, you have your reset switch up top. This is the wiring that wires to the probes I was showing you. So at the inlet connections around your house where you plug the hose into, so every inlet has those two probes. So that's what those two wires are. So they connect like this. Again, when you plug the hose in, it completes the connection, triggers the relay, and turns on the power to the motor. So in my case, I've tested. This relay unit is bad. It's not working anymore. So what I've done is I've bypassed the relay, and I've taken the connection and gone direct here now. So there's no longer the relay. I'm just going to connect those two together. So now my power is going into one side of the neutral and the hot are going on each side of the motor. I'm just going to plug it in and show you. So as you can see, the actual vacuum and the motor and everything is fine. It's just the relay that's bad. So, you know, we'll have to either buy a new relay. But you know, another issue with these central vacs is, what if, you know, you have a shorted wire? So maybe one outlet, for instance, isn't working because the wiring shorted. You've taken the plate off, you've checked the wiring, everything is good. Maybe there's a short in the wall somewhere. So what are you going to do? How can we fix this to get the central vacuum unit to turn on when, say, the wiring is all inside the wall? So I'm gonna come up with a solution here to see if we can fix this. So here's my solution. I'm going to install a smart plug. So you have to go through the setup here. You have a QR code that you scan. So I'm going to go through that setup, scan the code, and we'll set up this smart plug. Okay, so now I'm going to plug my unit in here, the D-Link. It says to go next. It says wait for the LED to blink orange. Well, it's a little difficult because it's on the back side, but I can see the color there. It looks like it's red maybe. Oh, there we go. So it's probably blinking orange now. So I'm going to go next. Press Wi-Fi protected setup. So I think that was on the back side. So I'm going to Oh, it says on your router. Okay, so hold on. We'll do that on the router. It's showing me the little icon with the 2 arrows, so I do have that. So I'm going to press that. So now it's blinking. So now I'll go back over to the unit. Now I'm going to select WPS. And it's saying the D-Link should blink green. Let's see what happens. Let's try pressing the WPS button again. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'll go next. Check the LED on your device. Press next when it turns solid green, so we can see it is solid green. It's hard to tell maybe from the video, but I can see the reflection of the green staying solid. Now it's searching for my device. Now I gotta do my configuration code, so let me go get that. Okay, so I've entered the code here. I'm gonna go next. Okay, Toronto, confirm. Give your device a nickname. I'm going to call it vacuum. Okay, finish. Okay, it's downloading a firmware update. Okay, we'll go OK. Okay, I'm going to go OK. Alright, I'll come back once the firmware is installed, but I'm also going to plug this in here. So I'm going to plug my vacuum in there, and then we will come back once the firmware is updated. Okay, so it's all updated. We have our vacuum app here. Let's try turning it on. So you obviously want to make sure that you don't leave the fan running or have the vacuum on without the hose connected, because it'll probably burn out the motor. So you'd want to plug the hose in, turn it on, then when you're finished vacuuming, turn the vacuum off, and then disconnect the hose. So this already has a connection to it, so I'm going to leave that connected, and then I'm going to use a heat shrink tube to connect the other wire. We'll go like this, twist the wires together so we have a good connection. Run my heat shrink tube back over the connection. Plug my heat gun on, turn it on. Crank it up a bit. Make sure it's completely sealed and you have a good connection. Okay, that looks good. Turn that off. Finish with that. Now we'll do our connection here. Good lighting in garage. There we go. So now I'm just going to put the screws back onto the unit here. Put all that back together, put the cover on, and then we'll plug it in and we're done, and we'll run another test. Okay, we're all done. We've put the lid back on. We've even gave it its once every 10 years worth of dusting to make it look all shiny and new. Wiped our cord down here. We're going to plug it back in. It does have a power button right here, so let's try it. So there we go, we're all fixed. Okay, so now I would like to do some vacuuming. So I've opened the app up on my phone. I'm going to press the power button on my phone. So there, the vacuum is turned on. If I want to turn the vacuum off, I just press the power button in the app again to turn the vacuum off. Now the other thing you can do is assign devices to Google Home. So I've done that. I've set up the D-Link wireless Wi-Fi plug to my Google Home. So now I can control the vacuum by my voice commands. So let's try it. Okay, Google, turn my vacuum on. Okay, Google, turn my vacuum off. So that's pretty cool. You can turn devices on and off now, whether through the app or just speaking through Google Home.